Now, welcome to the parking lot of the Frankfurt Hahn Airport. You know, Frankfurt Hahn is essentially a lie, because it's not even close to Frankfurt at all. In fact, I just drove here 1.5 hours over the German Autobahn. Calling this airport Frankfurt, which is not even in the same state here in Germany, kind of feels like calling Philadelphia Airport New York City International Airport. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like being at the bar and talking to the ladies, saying, I'm a pilot. And when they ask, well, what plane do you fly? You say, you know the C-130, right? I fly the C-150. Even better, in the Microsoft Flight Simulator. But one big thing about these kind of remote city airports is that they're, of course, very cheap. So Frankfurt Hahn is a hub for, cheap airlines like Ryanair, never heard of that, and also Wizz Air. And today, we're finally gonna take a look at it in this video.
And Wizz Air is a very interesting airline for me to talk about. Known under many names, Wizz Air, Jizz Air, maybe flying a little bit too low on approaches. But they're also known for two more things, and that is how incredibly cheap they are, and how the internet thinks it's literally hell on earth. TripAdvisor 2 stars, Thrust Pilot 1.3 stars out of 5. The worst airline ever, the poorest customer service ever, the lowest customer support and so rude staff. Please guys, if you want to save your mental health, never book from this company. You have to be aware that for Wizz Air you're worth nothing, and nothing means literally. Give us your money and go to hell. Worst airline in the world, and fraud too. They have charged 135 GNP, whatever the fuck that is, extra just because of not proper online check-in according to them, but we actually have checked in online and that was all fault of airline site. Maybe we should have a look at it right now. So I booked the cheapest flight I could find, and that is again from Frankfurt Hahn to Bulgaria, Sofia. The flight cost a whopping 36 euro. I have spent more money at McDonald's in one sitting than 36 euros. This gives me money to spare to go shopping in Bulgaria, maybe buy some extremely long shoes or shoes with the Mercedes logo. But you know how these cheap airlines work. It doesn't stay at 36 euros. You know how the booking process is. I mean, to be honest, this is kind of the thing on most airlines now. Of course, booking your seats for 13 euro. I wanted, of course, a window seat, so I did that. Then you're offered insurances, automated check-ins, car rentals, eSIMs. I think for the future they should add like hair transplant, a manicure. You're offered to join the Wizz Air discount club for like 70 euros a year. Obviously, these airlines nowadays make money from service they can offer around your flight. Either way, let's finally go into Frankfurt Hahn Airport, and well, it's not the highest rated airport in the world. It has a single McDonald's, it has a whopping 11 gates or so, but don't get me wrong, I like small airports like this. Security is very fast, so we can straight forward to boarding, which is very simple. You just kind of walk up to your airplane, no buses involved. Yeah, you do. It's more of like a religious pilgrimage at that point. That was a bit interesting. And don't get me wrong about the Frankfurt Hahn Airport. It has lots of cargo traffic, specifically Boeing 747. And it's kind of nice to have a very clear look at those planes here from the ramp while boarding. And while you're standing in line to board, you can, have a look at the ground staff working at the airplane. And you also have a look at the very beautiful livery here of this Boeing A321ceo. I think it's 7 years old. It looks like it's in great shape, to be honest. And while the Wizz Air cabin might not be the most beautiful, it's a bit outdated maybe, I don't struggle with legroom at all. And look what we've got right in front of us, an actual seat pocket. Yes, we can actually study a proper safety card here with some well-roundedly drawn flight attendant. And while airplane is relatively clean, well, okay, I'm just gonna ignore what I think is blood stains from like a previous bird strike or something. Doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and push back. Here we are now coming toward runway 21 of Frankfurt Hahn, and well, it's interesting. This is sort of like a performance test of the A321 because we're only using pretty much half of the runway. Yes, we're taking off from taxiway Echo without backtracking. And of course this works well, unless you're Air Serbia. But now I'm hungry, so it's time to check out the in-flight menu and see what's in the magazine.
Right now, having a look at the in-flight menu, I always think it's a bit of a shame that nowadays we don't really have warm food on airplanes. It's all just cold, all just gas station sandwiches. Not appreciated. But look at this Italian classic, a carbonara. I have no idea how an instant carbonara is going to taste. Probably not that good. How bad can it be?
Do you have this? Yeah.
But it turned out they didn't have carbonara. They had noodles, but what they also didn't have was a fork.
Excuse me? This is a spoon. That's not very good for the noodles.
We do not have forks, sir.
Okay, no forks. Maybe like sticks. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you very much. That's all right.
Now the noodle soup looks like this in the magazine and looks like this in real life. But hey, you can eat it. It's warm and you can eat it. Well, you can kind of eat it. I wasn't really able to eat it because these chopsticks were actually just for, mixing coffee. This is not eating chopsticks. Yes, it's true. On this flight, I lost lots of aura that I probably won't be able to make up ever again. Anyway, you can shop other things in the magazine, like, this airplane model or this even more realistic airplane model.
The flight bound and the turbulence should be celebrating.
Yes, jumping forward 2.5 hours, here we are coming in for approach into Sofia, Bulgaria. And when you're flying into the Balkans, there's one thing you have to be prepared for: the biggest round of applause for a landing.
Моля, седнете и затворете багажник. Не е безопасно да взимате своя багаж, тъй като може да ударите някого.
Also, now be prepared for the best camera work in the world.
Okay, let's get into a bus. Seems pretty full. Alright, here we go. Just landed here in Bulgaria now. And what can I say? I am disappointed. Why? Because this flight was just too normal, too boring, not too much to make fun of. And this is what I started to realize with most of those hated budget airlines. When everything works, when all the flights go on time, when they're not delayed, when they're not cancelled, when you don't do anything wrong, then you're all fine. I mean, we had this experience on Ryanair, Spirit Airlines in the US, as well as Wizz now. But as we know, customer service on budget airlines is definitely lower quality. Although that also depends. I mean, Lufthansa, I've actually had the worst service experience on Lufthansa themselves. I don't know what to say anymore. No, Wizz Air definitely Swiss Air one approved. For like 39 euros, I was able to fly here without any issues. Didn't have to spend a dime more. Okay, I spent money on food. So buddy, Wizz Air, overhated or underhated? Definitely overhated on TripAdvisor. So everything, you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow as always. Good night.
And a special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters: Gunskiller, R27, James Duram, That Dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijitsu Fanner, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New the York. You've got beautiful names.